Chance Calloway. This is my very first con ever, so I'm super excited to be here, especially because I'm here to talk about my gay show, Pretty Dudes, as opposed to, you know, I've done superhero stuff in the past, but this is what got me here, so I'm excited. Yeah, so I grew up son of a preacher in a small town in Georgia called Brunswick, and then went to the military myself, discovered my queerness while I was enlisted, and then moved to Alaska of all places just because I was trying to get away from the South. And when I came to LA and I was writing stories, because I'm a writer, I write anything, I write songs, I write music, I write poetry, and I just started to write stories, and my number one rule of storytelling is that specificity is universal. As, you know, a black, queer, disabled person, I will watch something and the main character is not a person who's like me in any way, and that's just the reality. You know, we've just learned to look at Tom Cruise, Robert Redford, all these guys, and we're just like, okay, cool. And I follow the story, I like the story, it's a great movie, whatever, you know, I put it in my back pocket, I read this book, wonderful. The person in the book is nothing like me, but I connect with it. So I realized, oh, I can tell stories about myself and people like me, and people who aren't like me should still be able to engage with it and respond to it. So after I had some personal tragedies in my life, I just wanted to laugh. So I said, I'm just gonna make a sitcom. And I started working on this project called Pretty Dudes, and it's just based on my life, being a gay guy who was surrounded by straight people, or at least closeted people for the majority of my life. And I just decided just to tell that story. Like, what about this gay guy with all these straight friends and what his life was like? And the response that I got from it, from people of all backgrounds, from all cultures, all races, all genders, all, you know, just all kinds of people, they connected with the story in ways that just, I was surprised by. I was like, oh, I thought this was a purely chance kind of situation. People were able to relate to it. Because again, I just told my truth, I made it funny, and people were just like, yeah, I see myself reflected in that. And that has just really encouraged me as I continue my storytelling journey. Because I feel like so often we think that we have to find a perfect mirror in order to understand who we are. And so often, wow, I'm getting emotional. So often we can find ourselves, we find ourselves in the most unexpected places. And it moves me that people have been able to find themselves through my show. Even some of the actors who were involved in the show have given me personal stories about friends, family members who've come out to them because they said, I saw that show you were in, so it made me understand that you were an ally and you were a safe space for me. And that's something I didn't have growing up. That's something I didn't have until I was in my late 20s. So I'm very happy for all kinds of diverse stories to be told, because I want people to see themselves reflected back, or even just to open up a new door to understand who people are, and how you can expand your own horizons.
And really quickly, what is it like being able to have this TV show on Amazon Prime and being black and gay? Did you get pushback? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I made it just for myself, really, so if I can go on Prime now and so many people can see it, always amazes me. Definitely got a lot of pushback, which is one of the reasons I had to self-fund it. And when you watch the early episodes, it's very clearly self-funded. But I got pushback from all kinds of avenues of people who were in the industry. A lot of white producers thought that my show needed more white central characters. Black producers were confused because I was a black creator and it wasn't a black show. You know, and then I got a lot of, there's a lot of Asians in the show. It's an Asian show. We casted the people who were right for the roles. So yeah, there was a lot of pushback, but I think what happened when people started to watch it, they realized that these characters were authentic. Because whenever we would cast people, for example, there's a character I put to be Creole because that's my background, and we cast an Afro-Latino. And he came to me with some script notes, and we changed it to make sure that it was authentic. And I think if more creators were responsive in that kind of way, then we'd have more authentic storytelling.
Awesome, thank you so much.
It's weird, you know? There are times when it feels like life is falling apart on you. But for all that falling, turns out that things might just be falling into place.